Hello, welcome to Joan's Simple Paper Crafts. My name is Joan Heberlein, and today is Wednesday, March 17th. Happy St. Patty's Day. This is a YouTube premiere event. If you're new here, I'm so excited to meet you, and I want to thank you for stopping by. And if you're a returning guest, welcome back. Be sure to subscribe by clicking the subscribe button below. That way you won't miss when I post a video, which is at least once a week, typically on a Wednesday. I'm here to show you how to make some monochromatic cards using the Butterfly Brilliance Bundle, which was part of the Butterfly Bouquet collection. This card was inspired by Beth Ann Stamps, and I'm making the background paper using the Butterfly Brilliance Stamp. Be sure to hang on until the end so I can show you some other cards I made using the similar technique. For this project, you're going to need, I think I need this red thing down here. You're going to need a basic white cardstock cut at 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4.5. Scored at 4.25. Then a piece of Bumblebee Cardstock cut at 4.125 by 5 3/8. Piece of basic white, at least 5.5 by 8.5. And we're going to stamp that with the large Butterfly Brilliance Stamp. And I've stamped 2 of these because I'm going to make another card when I'm done with this. Some Bumblebee Cardstock, scraps for the butterfly and for the sentiment. The Brilliant Wings dies, we're going to use the large and the smallest of the detailed dies. And then the Butterfly Brilliance Stamp. And what I did is I used something similar to Stamparatus, where you mount it on the door, and then you can repeatedly stamp it, and it won't shift on you because there's these magnets on here to hold the paper down. Then we're going to need our adhesive sheets. So these come 6 by 12 inches, but I'm going to put on a piece just shy of the 4.125 by 5.125. So there's like 3 strips on the sheet, and 2 of the strips happen to be just wide enough for that paper. So I had to cut it at 5 3/8. And then we're going to need our Happy Birthday from the Happy Birthday Chick. Our Memento ink, our Whisper White ink, and our So Saffron ink. And I think that's just about it. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with the 5.5 by 8.5 cardstock, and we're going to fold and burnish that at the score line. I always like to do it on both sides because I like to get a really nice crisp edge on this outer base card. The next we're going to stamp the inside sentiment, and that's a birthday sentiment, and I don't know where it came from. My mother-in-law collects, she does garage sailing, and she'll pick things up for me. So she picked this one up. Wishing you a year full of hearty laughs, smiling faces, and warm hugs. And I thought that'd be a nice thing to go along with the birthday theme of this card. And I'm just going to put it somewhat toward the center and a little bit higher than halfway up. And I need to make sure I get it down there because this isn't one where I can restamp. And that works. And I am just going to stamp off real quick on another piece of paper to get all the excess ink off. And then I'm going to bring in my Stampin' scrub, where we have the wet side here. It has a little water droplet up there, and then this has a sunshine, so this is the dry side. And we're just going to scrub it and then dry it off. And then all the ink is gone. And if I would have needed it, I would have used the Stampin' Mist to moisten this up, but I already had enough on there already. So next we want to stamp the sentiment for the outside of the card. And I think I had that little piece here. I'm going to do happy birthday on this. And we're going to use the Whisper White. And we want to emboss it, but I'm going to use the Whisper White because it's a pigment ink and it takes a little longer to dry. So that'll give me enough time to get the embossing powder on there before the ink would dry. And I really went overboard there. Forget to not push it down quite so hard with these red rubber stamps, because there's a little sponge there and it'll give. And I'm just going to wipe my hands off on this rag. So I'm just going to make sure we get that not pushed down quite so hard. And what I'm doing is I'm putting it on this cardstock to the right of the cardstock. I'm not putting it in the center because I basically want to just have a little bit on the right side, and then we'll trim the left side to fit on the card. I'm putting embossing powder on here. That looks good. Let me close this up. And I am going to go ahead and emboss this, and I'll be back shortly. I'm back. Here's the card with the happy birthday on it. And it has a glossy finish now because we embossed it. And we'll trim it down once we get the card front done. So next we're going to take our So Fit Saffron ink and our stamp pad and stamp the cardstock. So I've already got it done, but I just want to show you how I did it. I put it inside here and put the magnets on the top. And then you inked it up. And then you stamped it and you pressed it down. And you could use like a whiteboard eraser to help get even pressure on that. And then you check it before you take the magnets off to make sure that everything is stamped. And if you don't have everything, you would just go back in that area and stamp it some more. You may need to put more ink on, or maybe just you missed a spot when you're rubbing it. So that's how I did that. And next we want to trim this down to 4 inches by 5 1/4. And why I do that, how I do that is I'm going to trim some off one end and then off the other just to make sure we get it proportional. So right now I'm just going to take some off on this side. I'm going to slide it over a little bit more because I'm not sure where I'm going to want this centered on here. And then I'll just flip it around the other side and I'll see where the 4 inches. Now that's going to be cutting way too much off from there. So I'm going to shift it over a little bit more. And I'll cut it here, and then I'll see how well it will work, how close we are to giving it at 4 inches now. Not quite. I'm just going to go a couple hairs. And now it should be fine. Then we'll do the same thing, cutting it down to 5 1/4. And let me see how much we need to take off this end. This would be 5 1/4 here. I am not going to quite do that. I'm going to go up a little bit more. So there we have our 5 1/4 by 4 inch cardstock. I think we can take this out of here for now. So then next we want to take and adhere this adhesive on the back of our Bumblebee cardstock. And it's already trimmed to the right side, so this is just shy of 5 1/8. And 5 3/8 and 4 1/8. And so I'm just going to peel this off. I'm going to peel it in half. So this is a shiny surface, so this is going to be our scrap paper. This is the sticky one. Sorry if I get my head in here. And why I'm doing that is because what I want to do is I want to cut the butterflies out of the center of this, so I'm using less cardstock to make this card, because this is going to be covered up with the butterflies on the basic white, so there's no need to waste that center part. So I am going to go and cut 2 butterflies out of here. And let me do one, and I'll come back and show you how that works. So I'll be back shortly. Okay, I'm back. And while I was over there, I went ahead and cut this butterfly out of this cardstock, just to save us some time. So then we've got this butterfly, and how we do this is we need to peel this off from here. I could have cut it out, pulled out the whole thing, but I found it easier to just leave it in here and just peel this off. So it should come off in 2 pieces, or the backing will come off in 2 pieces. So here's the one backing. I'm going to pull that off. Throw that away before all those little pieces come off from there. And then we'll get the second side. And I'm just going to pop out these other things that kind of stuck on there still. And a couple up here. And then I'm just going to set this on my silicone mat, because it won't adhere to that. So, and I'll pull out this other piece, and then I'm going to go back and die cut the second butterfly. So I'll be right back. Okay, now that we've got the butterflies all cut out, what we need to do is adhere this card to the base. Couldn't find my base. Here we go. So we'll do that next. So I'm just basically peeling off the remaining adhesive street that's on the back of this. And then I'm going to try and get it on here, leaving 1/8 of a border, inch border, all the way around the outside. So I'm going to try that. here, this way. Care about the middle part, I just care about the outer edge. So I'll use a bone folder on the inside. Can't use it on the outside because it'll catch the edges of the butterfly and it might tear the paper, and I don't want any more disruption there. Okay, so then next we're going to put the butterflies on to here. So we'll put this one down here first. We'll try that. I'm not going to push it down real hard yet until we get this next one done. So then I think our birthday would go right here. So I'm gonna make a commitment here. So I'm just pushing it down to get it firmly adhered to the cardstock. And then we're going to need to trim this off here. So I've got these scissors here, and I'm just going to cut it. Try not to get the white in there. So then we will put that on here. I think I'm going to put it on with Stampin' Dimensionals. Didn't do that on my other cards, but I'm going to try it on this one. So let me get those out here. Just want to check how this is working. So I do a lot of dimensionals because I don't want, I mail all my cards, so I don't want them to pop off in the mail or have it all get wonky. So I make sure I put enough dimensionals on to keep it straight. I love this Stampin' Up tool. So I'm just gonna pop off these backings. Down here. Again, we're leaving like 1/8 of an inch for a border around the butterfly. And then we'll put this on right here. And I think we will cut it off right about here. And then I'm just going to, I need to get myself the punch that'll put this notch in for me. I never remember to order it when I'm ordering stuff from Stampin' Up. Kind of missed that. Okay, so let me put some dimensionals on this as well. I could use the big ones. And I can do the small ones around the right in here. I like it. What do you guys think? And then it says, wishing you a year full of hearty laughs, smiling faces, and warm hugs. Well, I almost forgot to put the butterfly in, so we're going to do that with glue dots. And we'll take one glue dot, kind of fold it over here. And then we'll pull that off from there and put it on the back here. And I think we can get away with just the one glue dot. And we'll put it right down here. And I'm going to just kind of fold up his arms a little bit. Arms, wings. So they won't have a crisp fold on them. It's more of a rolled. Okay, that looks good. So let me bring in those other cards I said I would show you that I've done in similar techniques. We've got some monochromatic cards here. So these are the ones that I brought in. I had done this with Pool Party and Pool Party paper, and I didn't think that the butterflies stood out enough. So I repeated it doing the Pool Party ink, but then I used Coastal Cabana paper, and I thought that worked really well. And then this one was Saffron ink, but with Bumblebee paper. I learned from my first mistakes. Then we did this other monochromatic card, and that was done last Wednesday on the 10th of March. So you can look up how we did that one. And this was done similar technique. And that's what I've got done so far. So I hope you like this project as much as I did. As you can see, it will work great with just about any sentiment stamp set. I hope you'll give it a try. Leave a comment below to let me know what sentiment you're using. I'd love to know what you used. Now, if you enjoyed today's video, would you do me two favors? Click the thumbs up, which is a like, and share it on social media with your crafting friends, and pin it to Pinterest. These actions will help me share my ideas with other crafters, and I'd really appreciate it. Be sure to hit the subscribe button below so you won't miss any future videos. If you have any questions, be sure to reach out to me. I'm here to help in any way that I can. If you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator. Just reach out to me. If you'd like to place a Stampin' Up! Order, or would you like a catalog, hop over to my website and hit the Shop Now button. To shop at my website, go to joanheberlein.stampinup.net. Before I go, I want to remind you of the specials going on right now. We have our paper pumpkin. It's the So Cool paper pumpkin featuring vivid watercolors and watercolor images and matching sticker sheets and a versatile stamp set with sentiments the entire family can use all year long. Enough supplies for 12 fun-shaped cards and envelopes, and it coordinates with the Ice Cream Corner Designer Series paper. This promotion started March 11th and ends April 10th. So make sure you order it by the 10th. The next thing is our Hey Chick. And I used the Hey Chick in today's craft. I did the Happy Birthday Chick. So there's a bundle special. It's 10% off when you buy the stamps and the dies for either the Hey Chick, Hey Birthday Chick or Hey Chick bundle. So here's the Hey Chick. And here's the Birthday Chick. And I love these dies. And then we have our Hey Chick dies. And I'm not sure where I put the Hey Chick stamp set. Oh well, I'm not sure where I did with it when we got done with the sentiment. So we'll move on. We also have our Butterfly Brilliance collection. And that collection includes the Butterfly Bijou Designer Series paper and the Natural Touch Specialty paper. Let me show you those papers. You get 8 of each type of these 6x6 papers. These are double-sided. I like that one. And I like that one. And I like that one. I like that one. And that one. And then this is the Natural Touch Specialty paper. It's supposed to look like birch. And I would say they did a really good job on that. It looks like birch paneling. And you can see the grain and you can actually feel it very lightly. It's a very thin paper. You get 2 sheets 12 by 12 of this paper in the collection. So the collection is available till May 3rd. But then starting May 4th, the entire bundle set will be in the new catalog. So that means the Butterfly Brilliance and the dies will be available in the next catalog. So it's just the collection that's going to be gone coming May 3rd. So mark your calendars. I'll be back live Wednesday, March 24th at 7 p.m. Central Time for something special from the mini catalog. I hope you'll be here to join me. Thanks so much for being here with me, and I look forward to next week. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye for now.